I deliberately titled it, Don't Die in Their War. I'm going to talk about a lot of things tonight, today, okay? And it's going to be so brief, just an hour or so. And then I will meet later at 9, yeah? Don't die in their war. And I want to say something today as well. I am a very young man, and I've lived long enough to know that if I want to be happy, I should not expect the validation or other happiness to come from somebody else. Which means wherever I do, wherever you do, if you don't want to hurt yourself, you should never expect everybody to like you. So if you have this kind of mindset that, no, you won't expect everybody to like you. So since you don't expect that, therefore, when you see those who publicly come out to say, I don't like you, you're just going to be like, oh, fair enough. So what we do on social media, I don't know about others, but for myself, I don't do it because I want to be liked. I do this because I want to be heard. And I'm grateful that my voice is tiny, but it is also significant to some extent. And that's why I want to say, if you meet a struggle, for example, my own struggle has always been to speak out on every vice. It doesn't matter who is affected, who is the victim. It doesn't matter what they are fighting for. As long as their right is trampled upon, I would speak up. And that's what they know me for. Maiyegun, Maiyegun this, Maiyegun that. Many times I have been asked, Maiyegun, why don't you join the Yoruba Nation agitation? I was like, I'm already part of it. No, that's not what we mean. Like, many of us get to know more and understand more why Yorubas should be demanding for a referendum from Nigeria, out of Nigeria, through you. And I'm like, okay, if what you mean is that I should be part of the organization doing it before you think I could make a difference where I think otherwise. However, I devised another means, which is pretty much the way I work or the way I operate. When you see an organization doing something, which I have seen many, by the way, for several different advocacy, and you are in any way enticed and you get involved by any chance, your first intention or your first action should never be to challenge them, how they are running that organization. It shouldn't be. You have every right to question things, which is great, which simply makes you at least human, somebody who has sense. Ask questions. But you can't change how an organization is being run because you think otherwise. And I know those who have managed to try to talk me into joining Ilanomo or joining this, on somewhere even like privately, asking me to start a movement for Yoruba Nation. And I'm like, no. And what happened to those who are already doing it? They are not really effective. They are not like, we need young this and that. I was like, okay, if they are not effective, there are ways you can make them very effective. There are ways you can get involved without having to brush them aside. Oh, they can't do it better. We will do it better. In another 3-4 years, another people will say, oh, we will do it better. That is not sustainable. So if the intention is that you will do it better, Maiyegun, go and do this, then I jump at it because of my social media audience. In a year or two, the social media audience will likely probably face something else. Or because it was never my own call or my calling. So what am I trying to say here is this. Rather than drag those who are pursuing an advocacy. For example, we have the revolution now. We have the Ilana Omo Odua. We have the IPOB. These are the visible ones, and among many others, right? These are the visible ones who have done so greatly in the last 3 years alone. That we have seen, effect of that we have seen. If there's anything or how they are running it that we feel differently, right? The best people like us can do is to use our own little advantage and access to those who actually run things, right? And influence them through that. You don't stage a rebellion against a struggle that in any way, in every way rather, is bigger than everyone. Setting your own war, choosing your own war, and don't make it about yourself. If you eventually have to join the larger crowd, I am Maiyegun, I'm just a one-man mopo. I don't belong to any group. I don't have any loyalty to any group. I don't have any pledge to anybody. But whenever I realize that your right to what you believe in has become a weapon that they want to kill you for, then I get involved. You know why? Because it is even in my own right, right, that I will speak for those who are victims before I will eventually become a victim myself. Because that's what we have understood Nigeria to be now. Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. That's what it is now. So I speak up. No allegiance, no nothing. And whatever I say, I claim that, I always make sure that you get to know it is all, they are all my own opinion, right? Rather than call them out, rather than ridicule them, rather than gaslight them, which is so easy to do and convenient as well. How about we influence them from behind the scene? They are the ones doing it. And here is one thing. The confusion in the rank of those who have chosen different advocacies in Nigeria, either for Biafra, for Yoruba Nation, Revolution Now, even NSAS, right? There has always been one singular giant enemy, and that is the establishment called Nigeria. You see, you can even say the problem is not Nigeria. The problem is the establishment, what runs Nigeria. And you see that establishment, right? The ones that criminalize Biafran struggle, the one that criminalizes the Oduduwa nation struggle, the one that criminalizes protests and all this public expression of disagreement with your government, they are encouraged by the establishment. It doesn't matter who is there. Bokwari is there today and is managed to what? To expose what they have done so well to keep away from you for so long. And Bokwari has managed to expose that, and nobody can try to lie to you about the rotten establishment called Nigeria today. So whether you are for Biafra, whether you are for this or you are for that, there's something that got you involved, that got you interested. And there are those who were running them before you finally made up your mind that this is what we deserve, this is what we're going to do. If they don't do it the way you think, or they are not moving fast enough, you don't gaslight them. Nigeria is so terrible, it's so bad, that everyone has an opinion when they are waiting for those who stand up and fight for them, when they are waiting for a news that is going to say, well, they are not who you think they are. Easy. And when that doesn't happen, then they make up things to gaslight people. It is convenient. And that's why when I speak out on things, right, I always want to make sure that I'll say, please, don't take it personal. Just take it as a message that you either agree with or you don't. There are wars. There are physical wars. There are economic wars. And there's these tribal ethnic wars. Many of them are cold wars being fought day and night under different disguises. So if you have to choose one, choose the one that it is worth dying for. Let me give you one example of not to die in their war, and why, if we have a chance of those who stand for us, those who speak for us, or any organization doing anything at all that have proved with test of time that they are reliable and credible, when we see those who speak for us, we should never, ever join those or the mob that want to destroy them simply because of what I call their ignorance. After my broadcast last night about Anambra election and the, the effects of the call-off of the sit-at-home by the IPOB, that for the first time in 2021, we are able to actually wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, and there's no news media accusing IPOB of any crime. Today, even this is the second day, there's never been any, simply because those who are smart enough to know that if APC want to take over Anambra, the easiest way to do it is through chaos. The same people who send soldiers to you when you are sitting at home, burning people's properties and then kidnapping as many people as possible, they will start saying, in fact, they were doing same until the eve of the election. And they've perfected all the book, everything, and eventually they will declare Andy Uba the winner. And when it's declared the winner, then they will unleash the real terror on the rest of Anambra. The last minute call-off of the sit-at-home, it still affected their election, right? It still affected their election because where you have 200,000 registered voters and you have just about 10,000, 12,000 people accredited to vote, or you have 6,000, 7,000 people coming out to vote in a local government where they have over 200,000 registered. So people still sat at home. So when I did that broadcast last night, right, the point I was making then was that these two can go hand in hand without anyone rubbishing anybody, without anyone trying to gaslight anybody. The point we are today, the point where everyone got pushed to today, is because Nigeria has a culture of gaslighting the Igbos, profiling them, all right? Just accusing them, just say, call a dog a bad name just because you want to hang it. It has always been like that. So it breaks out when you now see Biafrans versus Biafrans gaslighting themselves. It's so ridiculous. And it's the most ridiculous part of it is that there are many other Biafrans that are so shocked. In order not to believe their eyes, they will go on social media and they will start and say, that person saying this thing is not a Biafran, it's a fake account. That's a way for people to just to deny the shock of how could Biafrans be tearing themselves apart this way. We have Oloye Sunday Igboho in detention in Benin Republic. There are many Yorubas who are so personally angry that it's pretty much like we are not doing enough. Not enough to give Oloye Sunday Igboho the legal representation he deserves. His lawyers that are receiving money, getting paid, seems to enjoy the BBC interview and all these interviews, the media paparazzi, more than getting Igboho out of that place. But I will never come on here and begin to call the people, the directors and the managers of Ilana Omo Udua, and start calling them names. I'll start making up stories. I'll start telling you I hear something. They pay them this. They are working for that. They are working for this. When I know personally that whatever any legal team representing any of the Yoruba nation agitator that has ever been caught up in the Nigerian madness, they've got the legal representation through the Ilana Omo Oodua. Both how they pay them and how they take care of them until they got all of them out of that place. So why would I then come out here and say because I feel like they are not doing anything about releasing Oloye Sunday Igboho, right? Because if I did that, there will be many people that will agree with me, and that will just be me misleading you. Do you understand that now? It will be me completely misleading you. Yes, the system, the process may be slower than what we want it to be. We may think the pressure is not as much as we want it to be. But you can never forget the fact that we are dealing with criminally minded people who have the leverage of power of state, leverage of power of country. This is not just organizational power. So that is why I said we should never, ever, at any point in time, in the way of trying to find a solution, but end up creating more problems. That's why I won't come here. I won't come up here and I'll start lambasting the Ilana Omo Oodua, calling the people their names, gaslighting them, telling you stories that don't exist. But because you trust me enough that whatever I say to you, I can't be making them up, then you begin to go after them. And before you know it, while you are trying to solve a problem, you create more. And that's what should be avoided completely. And that's what I said, when the DOS called off the sit at home, that doesn't mean people are not going to sit at home. Right? Because if you had paid attention, the instruction about sit at home is always like voluntary. People are always volunteering to sit. They will say, are we sitting at home or not? They say, okay, yes, we are. That's it. They will still sit at home. You get what I mean? But if an organization says, we are calling off, we are suspending it, the best somebody like myself, if we have same organization in Yoruba land, that have such wide reach, that has such a wide acceptance from the people who are ready to comply with anything, I will never come here and gaslight them if we have such in Yoruba land. If they call for a sit at home and they say, no, we are calling it off for this so reason, because I will rather use my own influence to get to know why. And some of their why are actually not what I can actually come here and tell you. That's how it works. It simply means if I have the chance of coming back to you to say, Maiyegun, why did they call off the sit at home? I am so angry. I'll be like, see, it is good that we are all angry. Okay? But this is what I understand about it. And this is what I think their intention is. But whatever it is right now, yeah, let those who wants to go out go, and let those who want to stay home and stay home. No violence, no nothing. And calm people down. That's how you keep the hearts together. That's what I would do. And that's why I said, you don't have to do things because you want people to like you. You don't have to do things because you don't want people not to like you. People are going to like you. And people are going to dislike you. Some are going to hate you. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how nice you are. It doesn't matter how horrible you are. No matter how honest you are. So why not just stay sincere, honest enough, and let the people think whatever they want to think? So you don't tear a house down. You don't. Because if some of you actually knows the sacrifices paid, if you genuinely believe it, not just saying it, believe it, you will realize that when you choose your war, you also have to choose your own strategy. It's important. You can disagree with people. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I know Nigeria has done so much damages on so many people, even those who have left Nigeria. Nigeria has done so much damages to our psyche, to our, to our thinking, to our empathy, and the rest of that. There's simple conversation we can't have. Just simple conversation. We can't disagree to agree, except everyone agrees with us. That is not how the world works. Let me tell you something. Nigeria may have damaged you. That every small thing you are angry, you are angry. Your father, who is this bastard? After that anger, after that fast typing, after that jargons and the rest of that you are going to say, it's still never going to change anything. But when people say be strategic, don't play into the hands of your own enemy. Yeah? And at the same time, you need allies. The Nigeria you are dealing with, they have billions budgeted to crush all of us. They can shut down all my pages within just a few minutes. Yes, they can do it. Don't be surprised. That's how powerful they are. So if I have a chance of now building and being a small part of a larger victimized community, would I want to destroy that community simply because I saw a loophole, an opportunity, right, to make myself probably my own authority stamped? That is not how to build a community that lasts. We must stay together. We will disagree. And I'm saying this now because Nigeria is the only place where when people disagree with you, they will attack you, which is crazy. I used to be like that too. You know, when people abuse me on Maiyegun's diary, Politico, and I'm reading the comments, the favorite abuses that make an average Nigerian feel so kind of fulfilled whenever they are abusing me for talking about the Nigerian criminals that you look at this one that go marry his mother. They said Agbeke is the same age as my mom. So my mom died at the age of 57 years old, right? I am 37 now, going to 38 years old. And by the grace of God, Agbeke will become 29 years old just this December, next month. But an average Buhari idiot, an average Lagos Abobaku, or the some boot slaves and obedient fools, whenever they want to feel good, right? They will come onto my platform and they'll say, so this one that married this old, you know what I mean? It makes them feel good. Oh, you marry Onyibo because of this. Oh, you run away from Nigeria because, you know, it makes them feel good. So when I read comments, sometimes I will respond like, weary, madman, you know. And people will be like, Maiyegun, why are you like this now? Why do you bring yourself so low? You should not reply. I'll be like, Aba, it'll be like, say you the crazy, Abi. Make I no reply. No be me, they read the comment. You, they read them, they just, they shake your head, they smile, they laugh. As everybody, they woos me. But I got to a point I realized that, come on. I can disagree with you. You can disagree with me. And I can ignore you if I don't want to say anything. Or I can respond and tell you that, well, I disagree with that, without having to abuse or attack you. And that's the culture, that's the kind of maturity that we should have in a community like this. Oh, I disagree with you, dear Femi. The Biafrans should have come out and vote, right? You disagree with that. Why not just say, oh, I disagree with you, Femi. I disagree with you, Obina. People should not come out and vote. What is the essence of voting? You know, why can't we use that that word like that? Instead of, oh, see this mumu, see this idiot, see this janjaweed, see this and that. Because opinions, opinion, as we are all opinionated today, aren't we? So, PDP, APC, they are going to promise you a lot as the election comes. You have seen what happened during the Anambra election, Abi? Yes, you have. It simply means that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, yeah, majority of the Biafrans won't vote. We have established that, especially this Anambra election. They have over 2.5 million registered voters in Anambra alone. The total number of people that came out to vote in this their election, at least with the figures they have shown us so far, my brothers and sisters, they no reach 300,000 though. What am I even saying? They are not up to 300,000 though, from 2.5 million people. So even if you support sit at home and you are angry that DOS called it off, statistically, people still sat at home. If you said there is no election, there should be no election, people should not go out and vote and the rest of that, right? So statistically, people didn't go out there to vote. So the two can exist same way, which means it will be a choice. How many people will choose not to? How many people will choose to? You get what I mean now? That is the freedom you want to see in Biafra, isn't it? Now they talk. Here you get me now. You see all this, somebody is just telling me, they said, Maiyegun, you are entitled to your opinion, but DOS will pay for their treasury. Now they talk. Which one is they will pay? Pay what? And to who? You see, that's what I'm talking about. Some of you throw words flippantly, recklessly, because throwing them that way, typing them makes you feel kind of, I don't know, it makes you feel kind of fulfilled. Does it? Does it? On social media, and you say, we will deal with them. Deal with who? And what treasury? Treasury of what? That somebody told you that DOS did what? That they have collected money. Abi? From who? From Nigeria. And at the same time, the same DOS continue to pay all the legal fees. Abi, you think say all those people where they work for, where they ask for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, do you think they are working for free? So you can type it. DOS will pay. Pay who? Pay you. Is that not what I've been talking about? Pay who? You throw words like, yeah. It's so easy. Just like same way, if I sit down here and I start bragging about things, it's so easy, convenient. But it doesn't really help, my brother. It doesn't. Sincerely, it doesn't. They are not going to pay dime. If you disagree with them, right, you have every right to be. Honestly speaking, you do. And you should be matured enough to know that you can't always agree. Approach, decisions, and things are going to happen. That's why they call it organization. Yeah? So if you said what are we talking about now? If you keep throwing words like that, and on the other hand, you are saying Biafra is one family, one united, are you not lying to yourself? Or you are just confused or possibly ignorant of what you are actually talking about? That's what I'm saying. You openly undermine their authority. But to you, since Nnamdi Kanu is not here, you can do anything, you can say anything, leave story, leave this and that. Because if that was the way they are doing the DOS and IPOB before some of you turn to what you have turned to today. Trust me, some of you won't even associate with IPOB today anymore. They would not be worth anything to touch. I'm just saying this to you because social media is a crazy place. Trust me. When you have the attention, when you have all of that, you can say anything. And if you're constant about saying things that are not really realistic, you are likely to going to get more people like that listening to you. I am not here to tell you what to do, okay? I'm just telling you I'm just telling you what the consequences of your positions and decisions can be, especially for something that has cost other people their lives. All of you should stop all these things, okay? I wish I have that kind of influence to tell you, stop all of these make-up jargons in your heads. Please, stop it. Stop listening to people telling you all these jargons, unprovable nonsense. I have been here when some of you said they set Nnamdi Kanu up in Kenya, and you started giving names of innocent people that you have no clue, but because of what your problem could be, I don't know, projecting that, and you started believing it. They collected money, they sold him off. The lawyers, they have been paid by Nigeria, the same lawyers that are being stripped naked whenever they want to go and see him. The same lawyers that have been taking messages back to Nnamdi Kanu, which made him feel, in fact, more alive. When he finally appeared in court, you saw him. And some of you still came out here attacking yourselves. My friend, did you hear him say anything? Did Nnamdi Kanu say what? Did you hear any? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I mean, can grown-up men please act like grown-up, please? If kids are doing all of this and shouting all this baseless nonsense on social media, you, the grown-up, should be able to manage and dot the line and put things together and say, well, okay. The same DOS that they want you, they are telling you to continue to openly, to continue to openly attack, undermine, get likes, get views, get shares, get all these things, comment that you get on social media. That some of you are beginning to brag. And in fact, it's so crazy, eh? You will see some of these guys on social media, they will be saying, I give them till 24 hours. I'll be like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Give who till 24 hours? I give the military in Anambra, I give them 24 hours. I said, what the fuck are you, man? Are you drunk? Or you high? But I'd never really go there to say anything. I just see the call. I'm like, what the hell is this? These are charlatans. When you see different international lobbyists pushing and pressurizing the international community on the human rights abuses and the Biafran struggle, somebody is paying them. Do you know where that comes from? It comes from the DOS. The lawyers that Barrister Ifeanyi, Barrister Lawyer Ejimako, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, they have been directly attacked. The house of Barrister Ejiofor was burned down in his own hometown by the Nigerian government. His own security guard was killed in that same place. He escaped or not. But when these charlatans on social media, when Ejiofor came out and he said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this, these charlatans, they took over the social media. We don't trust him. He's a sabo. He's a sold out. They are, are you sure? Are you sure they met with our leader? Are you sure our leader said that? We don't trust. What the fuck is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you? You can question their decision is good. I like that. But you don't go out to destroy them. I don't think you can anyway, but it's just like internal purging in a way. The consequences of that is not, you know. Do you understand that? So that you have people traveling from America, a lawyer traveling from America to Nigeria. Do you think he's doing it on a free will? Do you? That a legal team was put together in the UK. That all these things are not giving you the result you want yet. They must release our leader this evening. Who told you that's how things work? Eh? If DOS cannot release our lead, what the hell is wrong with people? This is the reality. This is the world. This is where we are now. Before they took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they've taken so many Biafrans that have been in detention, their detention, since 2016. They've killed many of them. There are people who have documented all of this and fighting for that same justice that you haven't gotten the result you want. So the people who are this so impatient, if Nnamdi Kanu is out here, they're going to turn him to Moses, you know? They're going to be like, they're going to attack him. At the end of the day, that is just keeping them waiting for Biafra. They will be giving him dates. You have to declare Biafra by December 2022. You have to declare, you know what I mean? And if he doesn't, they will call him a sabo. But that's not how things work. A lot of people have been killed needlessly, unnecessarily. If you found yourself in any position of influence that way, you will understand that sometimes a retreat is also power. And look at how that played out in Anambra. Sometimes I don't see things, I don't pretend to be right and all of that, okay? But I can give you precedents and I can then link them up and say, this is why they are different. So why not give them the support they need? I don't know if this will work on you, you know what I mean? Or if myself go collect a stray bullet from you. I am used to it. See, I am so used to being abused and all of that. I read all the comments, I laugh, I just move on. You're going to see me next time. My camera is going to be on. You're going to watch me. But for 2023, you saw what happened in Anambra. Even if half of the entire southern Nigeria says they won't vote, they will have the numbers. They will still bring out the number. I mean, the people they want. You see the Anambra election is what you should expect in 2023. If they push it and they manage to ever conduct an election, then Pastor Adeboye said he warned the politicians this morning, and he said there may be no Nigeria in 2023. I know some people would like to hear that. Maiyegun, I tell you, now spirits, I saw it. There will be no Nigeria again by 2023. Amen to that. Pastor Adeboye don't talk him. But like spirit don't they talk to Babas too. But he's giving a warning that if they fail to do that thing, there will not be Nigeria. There will be no Nigeria again from 2023. I say, well, it's a win-win situation. But the point here is that Anambra election showed you that if you have 100% and you have just about 10% of registered voters coming out to vote, less than 10% of registered voters coming out to vote. That is voters' apathy. Okay. So even if the half of the southern Nigeria choose not to be part of that election in 2023, yeah, they're still going to make up their numbers and the rest. But I want to say to those who are fighting for either for revolution now, either for Biafra, Oduduwa Republic, and every other agitation that is going on right now in Nigeria, you see the people you are going to go and look out for. They are those who are not interested in voting. Oh, I want to do something in 2022, something so unique, so lovely. And I'm going to do it across the southern Nigeria. Very beautiful initiative, right? Community networking, community mobilization. You will just be looking for those who are not interested in election. And you get more people to say, we are not interested in an election. When you have that number and that population, I'll tell you what we're going to do with them when that time comes. But we're going to start it from next year. So yeah, no matter what you do, there are people that are still going to go there and vote. Trust me, they are going to go out there and vote. And we are not going to be one of those that will be violent and say, well, we said don't go and vote. We'll kill you if you go and vote. No. That's not how things work. All right? If you go out there and try to stop them, because it's the same thing you are fighting for, okay? If you say this choice, the freedom that, you know what I mean? We can do what we want. We can do this. We can do that. Your choice. That same freedom applies to other people too. And in a democracy, right? You let people do what they want to do. Because there are people who are actually not going to do what you don't want them to do, what they don't want to do. Maybe we will target those who don't want to be part of that. If you have enough number of them, if those are more than those who want to, right? No matter how long it takes, yeah, we'll stage something big, right? But 2022 will start. God spare our lives. So the freedom fight or human rights advocacy is not a competition, okay? I said that from the beginning. And it simply means if you can do it, please do it right. If I can do it, I'll do it right, okay? Everyone doing it should do it right. By every means, don't make it yours. The only thing that is mine is Maiyegun Diary Politico. The Maiyegun one-man mopo. That's just the only thing that is mine. Everything else, I am just a supporter. So if I talk about Biafra deeply, consciously, and then, passionately, it's because I am a supporter of that struggle. If I talk passionately about Yoruba Nation, and I ask you to support and join and do everything you can to make this a reality, it's because I am a supporter, a fan, and a Yoruba man. Because the same way I will speak passionately about Yoruba Nation, same way I will speak passionately about Biafra, is the same way I'm going to speak passionately about Middle Belt, speak passionately about the Shiites, speak passionately about the Southern Kaduna, speak passionately about the Muslims, speak passionately about the Christians, speak passionately about those who have no religion like myself. I speak passionately because I am human enough to know that with my empathy, it doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter who you are. As human, right? You deserve to be treated as one. It doesn't matter your choice in life. I may actually not even agree with your choice or your choices. But as human, I should never feel so scorn of you to the point of harming you. And that is not Maiyegun. So it's not a competition. All right? So if you have the chance of doing it, do it right. As they choose their war for 2023, ladies and gentlemen, don't die in their war, okay? Even in the one we are actually talking about today, please, when you want to choose side on anything, right? Choose the one that actually will have a reason or give reason to your life. So that if you die, it will be worth it. PDP, APC, they have the money. They have the machinery. They have the media. What do we have? Me and you, we have ourselves. Yeah? After having ourselves, we have our platforms. So if we can use that to keep ourselves together, if we continue to use that to plant doubt. I remember when some guys wanted to start, attacking Koiki, attacking themselves within the Yoruba Nation struggle. I didn't do much. I just did my live broadcast and I just gave my advice that if you see anybody attacking anybody in Yoruba Nation, it's because they are just greedy, looking for something to eat. They are not fighting for Yoruba or Yoruba nation. So, and somehow, I think that just died down. People never attack themselves. You won't go on social media and you see people writing jargons and nonsense against Ilanomo Odua or calling them out. You will never see that anywhere. If you dare see it anywhere, trust, it will be from faceless people. Do you know why? Because bigger platform never entertained such doubt, never entertained such propaganda to spread within the rank of those who genuinely fighting for Yoruba nation. That's why I said it is not a competition. Do your part, I'll do my part. Let everybody do his own part. And then collaboratively at the end of the day, right, it's going to be for all of us. Do you know why I don't want to? I mean, I don't, join the gang that feels like we shouldn't celebrate the revolution now. We shouldn't celebrate the likes of Omoyele Sowore, or we shouldn't believe in other because we believe in Yoruba nation, or because we believe in Biafra. But look at how I turned that around on Maiyegun's diary Politico. We should listen to everybody because we're fighting the same enemy, the same establishment. And Boko Haram is there today, right? Maybe in another 1.5 years, if you are lucky to get rid of him and he's gone, another person will be there tomorrow and he will do the same thing that Boko Haram is doing right now. Their job is to keep Nigeria one. It's not them. It is the establishment. It's the system. So until that is broken, right? Everybody will be going in circle. We're just be going in circle and circle and circle. And that is why I prefer not to always make, I mean, this is not a competition. Who is popular, who is not, who is doing it. No, it's not. Keep everybody together. Keep the community, expanding. Keep it growing and growing. Not just that, stronger and stronger. When the whole group, when they fuse together, they will form the strongest vibrating force that even those the naysayers, the Buhari Dins, Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Dinotus and Buhari Dijatus, or this Buhari Shukus, Ngozi Aris, Nneka Aris, the obedient fools, sophisticated morons, and the humbled slaves, right? This, a force that would be like, oh, because some of them will be part of that force later. That's what I want to see. That's the kind of thing I have in mind. When you have people, when you have organization doing it, if they are not doing it right, I mean, if they are not doing it the way you think they should be doing it, right? I would say do your best, right? To influence them and pass that message across. Don't gaslight them. Gaslighting the Igbos, gaslighting the Biafrans, profiling them is the reason why they want to leave Nigeria. And it will be a shame if Biafrans are now gaslighting Biafrans because of whatever jargon somebody told you, or some people cooked up and gave to you. Some faceless idiots on social media making up stories, telling you this, telling you that, things that make you feel like destroying the house they built with this is actually going to be the way forward. And when they ask you what's the alternative, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should come out. What do you think will get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out? It is the same DOS. Maybe some of you haven't really been, you are not so intelligent enough to know that. I'm not abusing you. I'm just saying, because I am not a Biafran, right? And I have seen the track record of what they have done. And if you have never really thought about it that way before, I just told you, free of charge, okay? So every legal case that IPOB or IPOB members have with Nigeria and outside Nigeria is covered by the DOS. Because Nnamdi Kanu is always there. That is why, like the way they structured it, you are never to know all the members of DOS. They are never meant to be speaking to anybody. They are never meant to be seen. But that's all you know. But the same Nnamdi Kanu knows that if anything happens to him, there's always going to be somebody that's going to speak after him. And if you are expecting that person to be like Nnamdi Kanu, then you are not being fair. Okay? Oh, this person is not speaking like Nnamdi Kanu. It's not speaking with authority. It's not blah, 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 blah. You are not being fair. Trying to put everybody inside Nnamdi Kanu. Anyone who try to want to flare up and do all of that to pretend to be Nnamdi Kanu is just doing that based on empty noise. And that's it, empty noise. It is only Nnamdi Kanu that can speak and make things happen. After that, everyone after that, they can only manage things when he is away. So whatever is going on in your head, wherever you have fed yourselves in your different groups and all of that, I'm pleading with you, right? Just know that tearing yourselves apart is a shame. Maybe some of you don't see it that way. And I always kind of believe that it is no, come on. You see, that's the problem with people. Comprehension is a problem. When you donate money to IPOB, where does it go to? We are not, DOS is not funding IPOB. We are the ones funding IPOB. When you donate money to IPOB, where does it go to? Eh? Come on. Comprehension can be a big problem for some of you. But again, I come in peace. I be teacher. I'm not supposed to get angry. Okay? So it's like somebody donating money now and say, we are the one funding Odua Nation. It is not Ilanomo Odua. Comprehension is a problem. You know what I mean now? So you can disagree. It's normal, okay? None of you should see it as a do or die of a thing, okay? It is a normal thing for people to disagree. But don't call yourselves names. Don't attack yourselves. Don't make it look like because some of you actually take it so personal that you are making short videos to attack yourselves, calling yourselves. She goes, I will show you. I will show. Waiting, they worry you. On top waiting. So when you donate money to IPOB from all over the world, and the money lands in IPOB accounts, the people that controls the accounts are called the Directorate of States, and they have different officials in different capacity who manages the affairs of IPOB. That's the money part, operational part, and the rest of the whole thing, right? There are people there, okay? So, and that's how it should be, okay? So when you give them money, when you donate your money, they are the ones that now uses the money for everything you are seeing about IPOB now. The day I heard that IPOB paid $1.6 million to a lobbyist in America, oh boy, I adjusted my seat like, hey, now this makes sense. They have members and branches in over 160 countries all over the world. Listen, so when you give all those your money, naira, dollars, pounds, yen, euro, all of them, when you give them those money from your own base and everywhere, it comes to the same place, the Directorate of States. So that's why I said, now from there, they get you the lobbyists, they get you the media presentation in different places, they get MPs in different parliaments all over Europe or UK, everywhere, countries that matters, they pay, including Israel, they pay them, they are the lobbyists, politicians, you pay them so that they can go into the parliament and talk about Biafra, go in there and talk about Biafra. They call them lobbyists. Who pay for all of that? DOS. So if they have not educated you to that level, I am not saying you can't disagree with them. I'm not saying that whatever they say is always right. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, okay? What I'm saying is that you can disagree with them, but trying to rubbish them, gaslight them, so that you can feel good for who? So if you understand very well, right, you will never join those who are trying to destroy them. For what? For attention, for what? So when they tell you IPOB lawyers, they secured the release of 107 Biafrans that were kidnapped from Obigbo and taken to Suleja in Niger State. Do you think the lawyers did that pro bono, free of charge? Do you really think? So when you gaslight lawyers, when you gaslight this, you even gaslighted Nnamdi Kanu's brother on top waiting at the smoke. Colorado or Gum. You came on social media to accuse Nnamdi Kanu brother of sabotaging his own brother. Waiting at the smoke. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, all this madness, right? It's not going to help anyone. I know you can continue to flex your muscle there because now so now they do enjoy your more. But you can't continue to do this without then expecting other people who are actually watching you codedly. You know. I just hope this gets to you. You don't really have to agree with me. Okay? That's why we call it Sunday sermon.
if you want to choose war, choose the one that at least if you die for, it will be worth it. Your confusion is difficult to actually, you see, let me tell you something. There are some people who have been kind of fixated enough, like they have been conditioned the way they are. Listen to me very well. Look at me very well. Okay? I am not trying to in any way appeal or convince you, okay, to change your mind on how you probably see your Biafra. All right? You're still going to do what you have to do anyway. But you know one thing you will never forget? You are going to come back and you're going to remember what I told you today. Maybe not right now, but you're going to remember it. And it's going to make sense to you then. And possibly you're going to regret the fact that your blocked head that make you think, trying to tell you not to join those who are tearing down the house that you've built, that people paid with their blood. Don't tear it down with your stupidity and ignorance on social media, and you turn it into, leave the US issue alone. Leave the US for now. I am not trying to make you agree or make you change your mind. But you will remember that I've told you heard something about this from Maiyegun some time ago. So enjoy your stupidity and I hope it lasts. The point here now is that in Anambra, Soludo is going to be their governor. There's something in him, right? Soludo was one of those who came out to demand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is also one of those who actually appealed to the IPOB to please to sit at home. We'll go do our best to get Kanu out. They signed a document and they are asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. People didn't believe them, right? So, Soludo is going to be their governor now. Hopefully, Soludo can provide some sanctuary to the Biafrans in Anambra. This is why I said that. The Anambra people, if they tell them to sit at home genuinely, that not to participate in that election, just like you have seen it, they won't. But those that would participate, they are never going to give their vote to APC, and they don't trust the PDP. So they are likely going to still, give that to APGA, which is what they just did now. So APGA is Ojuku's party. Bianca Ojukwu, just 2 days ago, lambasted the failure of APGA on the legacies of Odumego Ojukwu. Soludo is educated, former though he ran Nigerian Central Bank aground. Many Nigerian bank goes into liquidation when he left the Central Bank of Nigeria. However, Anambra State is a mini country that at least the Biafrans should feel safe in Anambra, where APGA is in power. Soludo once asked for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe he should now walk the talk. You know what I mean? I mean, he should walk the talk this time around. So, but again, we are not expecting any miracle from anyone. I do prefer the united IPOB, the united Biafrans. I prefer the united Ilana Odua, the Odua Republic, Odua National Agitators, all of us who are actually liberty fighters, and you know what I mean? The unity, the one house, so that you can sit down here. Shiwore can sit here. Ilana Odua here. Nnamdi Kanu here. People who actually comes together to say, let's do things as a Southerner, as one Southern Nigeria first. Just anything can happen. That's something I envisage. That's something I look forward to. But again, the more you live, the more you learn. Just like they say, life is a teacher. This has happened. We hope that the same energy they put together in appealing to IPOB to call off their seats at home, they'll use that same energy to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out as soon as possible. It's going to be in court next week. What am I saying? This week. Today is Sunday. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is expected back in court on the 10th of November, I believe. I'm going to double check. So which means that we expect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back in court on Thursday. Yeah? So we hope that between now and then, the final conversation on how to get him out of that place unconditionally, and the beginning of the conversation on the grievances of the Biafrans will start in earnest as well. Yeah, we have 4 days away, or 3 days away, I think. Yeah, it's going to be 3 days away, Wednesday, right? We'll see to that. But until then, thank you so much for joining me this on the Sunday sermon today. I'm going to see you later tonight. If you have time, you should try and join me. That's where I'm going to bring my the compilation of my series. But again, thank you so much for this afternoon. It's Wednesday, I believe. So like that video, click like on that video, okay? Share it, and again, subscribe. Set your notification on. When I come back at 9, it will be you and I full time, and I'm going to possibly take calls too. Okay, so save the number, and I'm going to see you again.